How are you? How are you? I'm coming on slightly early. Doing about to do a movie and watch movie. So coming on slightly early to talk to you guys tonight. Welcome to the Spouses Spot. My name is Casey Lotta. I am a prophet, a Bible teacher, and an igniter for Christ. And I am the marriage master. And I'm here to talk to you guys about your marriage, teaching you how to use God in your marriage to give you mastery over the devil. That is what we are about because we drag the devil every day, every single day, drag the devil all day, every day. That's what we do. All right. So want to come in and give you this really short video about one thing to hold on to in your married life. Okay. So I've been married for 32 years with my husband for 34 years. Did I just burp? Yes, I did. With my husband for 34 years. And so, and we've been together for a long time, and we've been through ups and we've been through downs and we've been through all kinds of things. Hey Crystal, how are you? But for me, what has made me be steadfast and immovable and unshakable in this relationship is the promise of God. So regardless of how we may have been feeling about each other in or out of a season, or what trials or tribulations or attacks that manifested or came against us. Hey, how are you, Vanessa? The thing that always held it together for me was the promise. God gave me a long time ago a vision for this marriage. God gave me a long time ago an assignment to follow through with things for us as a couple as it relates to each other. And it is that thing that drives me to fight in my hard days, helps me sustain in any attack that will come against us. I have a vision. And in that vision is the promise of God for my marriage. I see today where we're going. I already know because God showed it to me. I see where I am as a wife, where he is as a husband, where we are together as a couple. I see where God has planted us, rooted us, how he's shifted me, shifted him, changed me, changed him. I see how God has used our past and the things that have tried to hurt us and hinder us, how he has used them to boost us and bond us and bring us together. So I would have to say the one thing that helps me hold on to my marriage is that promise. This is why I ask people when they're trying to think about to stay or to go or fight or not for their marriage, to get into their prayer closet and to talk to God about what he says you're supposed to do as a couple. Because when it comes from God, that gives you the power to push. It's not me saying it. It's not my emotions. It's not my expectations or other people's expectations. It's about what God told me. God said, look, this is what's going to happen to you guys. This is where you're going to be. This is where I am placing you. This is where I'm going to plant you. Do I know all the steps that's going to get us there? No. But what I do know is that I am purposed in this relationship with this husband, with me as his wife, and with us as a couple. Hey, Erica, God will get you through all of it. It's continue to keep the faith. Absolutely. It is the promise. So when I'm bothered, I remember the promise. I see the vision of where we're going. I know the plan. I know what God is doing. I understand that there is an end game here, that he's the Alpha and the Omega, and he's the beginning of us, and he is the thing that will seal us to our promised place. So when it's hard, you can't just pull up on other people's expectations. You can't just pull up on your emotions. You can't just pull up on the fact that you're married or that you guys have this commitment. You have to pull up on the promise. So I remember we're not getting along. I know this promise. This promise is that we will have a God-fulfilled relationship with a marriage that heals other marriages and helps other marriages, that God has planted in us ministry, and that our marriage is going to bless other relationships, that he is going to walk in his biblical calling. I am going to walk in my biblical calling. And this is why that's the one thing when it goes left that helps me hold on to it, because I've been told from heaven, I've been told by God, I've been told by the creator, I've been told by the planter, I've been told by the gifter, I've been told by the life creator what it is that we have as a marital destiny. So that's why it's really important that you catch that for yourself, so that when you're hearing, I don't want to be with you, or I'm going to divorce you, or I don't want to be with you no more, I don't love you anymore, I don't feel close to you anymore, we're not the same as we used to be, we're not as close, this, that, or the third, or other people people think, or they say, or I feel like this, or I feel, all that is immaterial to the promise. That is all immaterial to the promise. This is why I need you to get the promise, because the promise helps you fight. The promise helps you continue. The promise helps you go on. The promise that he has for your house, for your relationship, for your spouse, for you, for your calling, for your legacy, for your bloodline, for your children, for your grandchildren, for your future children in your family. It comes from the promise. So you can't tell me nothing about what Casey Lotta has been promised. I have seen the glory. I have seen the promise. I have been told by my God, shown by my God. So I am convinced that regardless of the ebb and the flow, that the promise will be fulfilled. You got to hold the promise, and that will get you to where you have to go. If you don't have that mentality or that visual or that thing in your mindset about your God promise as a couple, then you're going to start to let circumstances, emotions, hurt feelings, bitterness, resentments, feeling, taken advantage of, or underappreciated, or devalued, or disrespected. All those things are going to start chipping away at you and eventually bring a separation. But with the promise in tow, with the promise before you, with the promise in front of you, you walk around with the individual knowing of a guarantee in God. God is the guarantee. So I'm like, God, it can't be like this, because that's not the promise. It can't end this way, because that's not the promise. It can't go in this direction, because it has to come back because of the promise. And so the promise is the thing that keeps me rebounding, keeps me going, keeps me understanding, and keeps me knowing about where we're going as a couple, as a team, as a marriage assignment, as a covenant. So that promise means so much. So why do I fight for my marriage? I'm not just in here for my health and my breath. I'm in here for my God promise. God, listen, you think we've been married all these years to not get the promise that I've been through, he's been through, we've been through, to not get the blessing, to get the thing at the end of the tunnel, to get the light, the gift? Of course, you're in it, and you're in it for a reason. And part of that reason mainly is that promise. So that's how you keep pushing. That's how you keep forgiving. That's how you keep continuing. That's how you keep growing. That's how you keep accepting and becoming and loving, because of this promise. It can't be somebody else. It has to be an internal knowing and an internal vision. That's how you keep working in your relationship, and that's what holds it together. That dang gone promise, that thing that Jesus put in your spirit. And so nobody can give it to you. That's why you have to get it in your own prayer life. You got to get it in your prayer closet, get it in your fasting and prayer. You have to get it, because then it's for real, for real. Because you be like, God, I know what you told me. I know what I saw. I know how we come out. And so you have to trust that. You have to trust it. I do not deny God on any level, or doubt him on any level about what me and my husband will do on this earth. And that's the promise. And that is why we continue year after year, day after day, month after month, season after season. It's that promise. Okay? So get your promise, hold on to it, and do not let it go. And then you will testify. And then you will testify to many, many people about what God does and all his glory. Get that promise. When you don't have it, it makes you feel shaky. It makes you feel like you're operating without a net. It makes you feel like you out here in these streets by yourself. I never feel like I'm by myself. Never. Never. Because God embedded that promise in me, for my husband, for our marriage, for our relationship, and for where we're going in the future. Okay, that's all I needed to say today. I love you guys. So good to be here. Go get your promise and hold on to that thing. And it's going to get you right where you need to go. Stand true, stand strong. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I love you. Talk to you later. I will be back on doing a broadcast on Monday. Love you guys. Bye. You're the only preacher that teaches us to press. You have to press. Let me tell you something. Everybody in the Bible was a presser. Am I not lying, y'all? Go back and look. Everybody in the Bible was a presser. Mary had to press when Joseph was talking about leaving her. Okay? David had to press when Saul was trying to kill him. Joseph had to press when all his siblings turned on him. Rachel had to press and sit there and watch everybody else have a baby but her. Hannah had to press, ain't never had a kid, but still hoping and praying, and had to give it away and then had to ask God for another. Sarah had to press and wait for Isaac to be born, even though Ishmael was already on the scene. Noah had to press and build that ark. Didn't know what the heck he was doing, just doing it. We come from pressers. So what makes you think that your marriage shouldn't be just as pressing? Who told you this mess was easy? Someone lied to you. Now, if you happen to fall into the easy category, praise God. That's awesome. If you're not in the easy category, buck up, belt up, armor up, faith up, and fight. Because you have to meet the devil where he's meeting you. If he's meeting you in an aggressive manner, you have to meet him in a God aggressive manner. And you have to stand your ground, and you have to get your promise, and you have to see it through. That's what we do. Our Jesus pressed, so we shall too. In the name of God. I love you. You better go get your problem. That's right, Lister. Go get it. It ain't just going to fall from the sky. God made way for you to access it, but you still have to get it. You still have to get it. You have access to an education, but you still have to get it. You have access to promotion and growth, but you still have to get it. You have access to good health, but you still have to get it. You got to go for it. It's yours to get. Don't let the devil lie to you. Go get it. I love you. I will see you guys. Have a great weekend. I'm going to go watch a movie with my husband and have a good time. I will be praying for you. You will be praying for me. I pray because we family, right? Family pray for each other. Okay, I love you. Bye. See you later. Bye, guys.